All right, so hopefully the background noise is not being picked up too much. I'm going to show you how to use the calculator programs, which I'm going to load on your computer. So we have the program button here, PRGM, right there. Press it, and you should have an everything program here. You hit enter again, and it says the everything program by Bennett Marsh. Now, I can walk you through a lot of this, but the bottom line is you want to play with this. Right? You want to get in here and just see what's going on. Hey, what's this quadratic equation thing? What's this radical things? What's this triangle solver? I don't even know what triangle solver is. It says, what do you know? Oh, all right, this is something to do with law of cosines, law of sines. If one side is 5 and the other side is 4 and the other side is 6. Here's the side length and the angles. It does all the dirty work, tells me the area, tells me the perimeter. I would never use this one. Learn how to get around, learn how to get out of it, all right? Let's do a couple problems with this. So I may or may not write this stuff down. Okay, parallelogram, blah, blah, blah. What's the area? All right, well, I don't see anything on here. Again, I have to learn to play with it. Hey, area, it's number 1 on top. I can hit 1 or I can hit enter. And it is a parallelogram, so 5. Just a little bit. It says, how long is the base? Well, if we look at the picture, that's 12 long. How long is the height? Well, it's 3 high. It tells me the area is 36 or square root of 1296. 36 works just fine for me. Cool. All right, let's try another one. Let's try a trapezoid. So again, I have to get used to this. Second page, 7. Area, enter. Trapezoid, 4. Now it asks for base 1, well, that's 21. It asks for base 2, well, that's 16. I can do this either way, it doesn't really matter. And it asks for the height, how tall is this? Well, we don't know that just by looking at it. We'd have to be smart enough to draw a line down here, cross this out, 16.5, a squared, b squared, c squared, and realize this is 12. So that's a little bit of the trickiness of this, but it doesn't solve all your problems. 222, and that's G. So here's another trapezoid, and this one's actually kind of nice. This one would work perfectly. How do I get back there? I hit 1, I hit 7, I hit area, trapezoid, base 1, 10, base 2, 12, and here's where you have to be a little intelligent. Which one is the height? 6 is the height. 66. Done. Let's go there for now, see what's going on. Now, what is the total area of the 2 small triangles? So I need to know the area of the square. Well, if I take square root of 225, I find this is 15. They're isosceles, so it's 15, 15. So 7 area. How about a triangle? I got the base and the height. Base is 15 and the height is 15. It's 112.5 for each one of these triangles. There's 2 of them, so the answer is 225. How about this triangle down here? All right, well, let's see. The height is 6. The base is 8 minus 2 is 6. We could even do a whole triangle minus the white triangle. We got lots of options here, but I'm just going to go with getting used to this program. Triangle 3. I know the base and the height. The base is 6. The height is 6 because the height is always perpendicular. You got to have the perpendicular. 18. Done. Let's see what else we can find on here. Here's one that's not needing the calculator program. So now I got to get out. So hey, 7, exit. Now I'm out. What I like to show people with this is how you can make the fraction bar. That should do it. I have to add 1 2/5 and 2 1/3. So we got the alpha button, alpha y equals, and it pops up improper fraction, mixed number fraction, and then it says I can go from improper to mixed number and back and forth, or fraction and decimal. Other interesting things here that you should definitely check out. All this fun stuff. So we want a mixed number, so we're going 1 and 2 fifths plus alpha y equals, second one down, 2 and 1/3. We get a decimal. I said, oh, that doesn't help me. I wonder what that is as a fraction. So there it is. I want a fraction, not a decimal. It goes back and forth. That's what the two arrows mean. I'll go decimal, fraction, fraction, and decimal. That doesn't help me either. Alpha y equals, I can go from mixed number to fraction, or fraction to mixed number, 3 and 11/15. There we go. So that's some of the ways we use calculator to make our lives a little bit easier. Here are some other pages I printed off. How do I factor with the calculator? Well, let's check it out. I believe program. Again, if you don't play with these and practice them, you're never going to get it. Now, I could probably do quadratic equation, but I think that's going to give me the roots, and I just want to factor it. So there it is, trinomial factor. Now, I've noticed this works better on a TI-84 old one, but you can still read it on a new one. So this is A, B, and C here. 5, -13, -6. Factors it, it gives me x minus 3, 5x plus 2. That's the first one. It also solves it for me. Enter. Enter 7, trinomial factor. Okay, I want to factor x squared minus 36. Well, A is 1, B is 0. Sorry about that. And C is -36. Make sure you're hitting negative and not minus. Very common mistake. Enter, and it does it for me. X minus 6x plus 6. And it says the solution is 6 and -6. There it is, D solution. How about 93? Now, I actually think you should use this. Actually, we will use this. But you could always play with the quadratic equation. Gives it to you the same way. 1, -2, -8. And again, just to be clear, I've been getting negative, not here. It's my negative button. That caused a lot of problems, and I've just screwed up and my hand slipped. Let's see if I can get rid of that. Delete, let's see if it works. Cool, gives me answers of 4 and -2, and it says, what's the sum? 4 plus -2 is 2, so the answer is D. Nice. What else we got? Well, let's see if we can get the calculator to do some dirty work for us here. What's the midpoint? All right, let's find a midpoint. Enter, main menu, midpoint. Well, now it's asking for 2 points, and this is only -5 and 7, so I can go 0, -5, and 0, 17, and it's going to give me 0, 6. The midpoint is 6. That's nice. There's several problems here that do midpoint, but they do them backwards, so I mean, you could even guess and check. Let's look at this one and circle it. It says the endpoint is 2, -3. Enter, main menu, midpoint. 2, enter -3. Now I've got to guess. I'm going to avoid this garbage. That looks horrible. Which one is going to give me the center? Oops, I did it wrong. Center is 2, -3 with coordinates. So I'll just put 0. 0 in, enter, get back to 2. Cool. So I have to read the question. Endpoint of the diameter center at 2, -3. That's 4, -2. Well, let's guess and check. Let's try H. Let's just go with the first one. Actually, I would graph this on a coordinate plane and see what's going on. Hey, the midpoint's 2, -3, 2, -3. Cool, we got it right, lucky guess. So we got all sorts of uses for the calculator. What's the slope of the line? Gotta be slope, yep, there it is, slope. -5, 2, 6, 7. I've got a shadow on the page, there we go. Gives me 5/11. C is my answer. Also tells me the y-intercept in case I ever need that. Nice. What else do we have? And here we go. What is the distance? Number 2 has a dist on it. Let's hope that's it. -3, enter 5. 4, enter -1. Distance is square root of 85 or 9.2. Square root of 85. Try it again. Enter main menu 2. -1, enter 3. 5, enter -5. 10 or square root of 100. 10. Notice the 2√5. We actually have a feature on the calculator that does this. I believe it's radicals. What's the square root of 20 reduced to? Now here's the problem. Don't put the parentheses on the back end. I did that. It's a mistake. Again, you have to play with it. The square root of 20 is also like 2√5. That's the square root of 20, 2√5. So it's a nice little thing you can get out of the way. What else do we have? These are systems of equations. Let's do the one on the right. It says the sum of numbers is x plus y is 11, x minus y is 5. So let's go find, hey, there it is, 3, system of equations. We're going to do it as 2. I'm going to have to play with this. So the first one is 1x plus 1y is 11. 1, 1, 11. Second one is 1x minus 1y. 1 minus 1 is 5. It says the solution is 8, 3. Oh, well, is it A or C? Let's read the question. This is one of the reasons I'm always concerned about people using a calculator. They might turn out to be dumb. So x and y is 8 and 3. 8 times 3 is 24. Nice, D. Here's another one. Cost of a hamburger and a soft drink together is $2.10. And I would normally write this down, but I don't want to write on the paper. So we'll do 1. Hamburger and soft drink, 1 and 1, 2.1. Now that means x is going to be the hamburger, so we'd write that down. 2, 1. It looks like I messed up. Don't even know what I did wrong. 3, system equation, enter. 1, 1, 2.1. D, 2, enter. What am I doing wrong? 3, system equations. 1 hamburger, 1 soft drink is 210. I've been picking the wrong button. There it is. 1, 1, 2.1. 2, 1, 3.5. Remember, x is the hamburger. So x is 1.4, cost of soft drink, no. 0.7, answer is H. Very cool stuff. I did 2 more here. I'll let you play with them. This one, actually, I didn't circle this one. All right. And I would solve it and then see what's going on. This one gives you a y equals, so you can use a different one. And this one is 180 minus 1 equals 160 minus 1/2. See if you can figure that out too. And then I gave you a bunch of other things. How do I do absolute value with the calculator? Don't need this anymore, so let's exit out. Absolute value. Now I used to always go math, number, it's the first one. But I just saw it here. Absolute value. 6 minus 4, get outside of it, minus, that's a minus this time, not a negative. And that is 3 minus 9. -4 is your answer using the calculator. I'll let you do that one on your own. What about logarithms? How do we do logarithms with the calculator? Well, now this is going to be a guess and check thing. I always start at the middle 8. So math up. Let's do that again. Math. You can go all the way down. It's easy to go up, get log base. Log base. Now they give us an x here, so let's guess and check. 8, 64, and let's see if we get 2. Woo, got lucky on the first try. Tried the middle one and got lucky. Let's try it again. This one. We don't have to guess and check. Math, go up. 5, 2b. Yeah, I'll use my fraction button. Big fan of the fraction button. Over 2. The answer is 6.5, so it's J, between 6 and 7. Let's see if we want to do any others. Yes, we do. Logarithms. Math. Log base 2 of 24 minus log from complete math 2 of 3. Enter. I get 3, so now I got to go guess and check. I would normally do H, but I happen to know the answer is J. So let's just go math. Base 5, 125. See if we also get 3. Sweet. This is question 60 on a test. We know how to use our calculator. We can save ourselves a lot of problems. Here's a brilliant one. Pentagons have 5 diagonals. What in the world are they talking about? Program. Enter, enter, enter. More polygons. Number of sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. Octagon, 8 sides. How many diagonals? 20. Done. Read the question and all that, and then they do this one too. How many diagonals? Polygons on page 2. 6. 9 diagonals. So should we pick 9? Let's read this. Oh, they can also do the outer edge. So there's diagonals plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is 15. So you have to be intelligent. You can't let the calculator make you stupid, but yeah, it can solve you some problems. Found a few in tests, circled them in the first 2 tests, and then after that, I just gave you practice tests. Hope that helps. Text or email me if you have any questions. I am here to help.